Welcome to the Macon Bacon Review Bacon. I'm Davis.
And I'm Nick.
And today we're reviewing some Greenfield Applewood Smoked Uncured Bacon. Looking forward to this one.
Yeah, this should be good. I mean, I'm excited. It's not something I've ever heard of before, so, let's dig on in.
Yeah, it turns out this bacon is actually from, I have no idea how to pronounce this, but Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Would you call this Canadian bacon?
Well, it is a little thin slice, and it is technically from a pig, so, I guess you could call it thin slice ham or Canadian bacon.
Yeah, it's bacon. It's from Canada. Canadian bacon. So this is the first Canadian joke that we'll make for Kyle for this season.
First of many, and today is Canadian Thanksgiving, so we do want to wish a happy Canadian Thanksgiving to all of our friends north of the border. We're going to dig on in and, hopefully celebrate the day a little bit with you.
I think I've made a Canadian before.
Oh, you definitely have.
I think.
You'd know it.
So, this bacon, just from the looks of it, it just looks like a big old plate of meat. It's not. It looks pretty thin, which is good. A lot of grease there. I love grease. I love to be one with the grease. Some would say that I am the grease, but that's a bit ridiculous. But what do you think?
I'm looking at it and I'm getting a lot of the same observations. It's a pretty thin. It's not overcooked though. It looks pretty good. Very greasy. That's the first thing I noticed when I pick it up is there's even grease getting on my fingers. Some of the other ones haven't been as greasy, but this is definitely a greasy piece of bacon. Not a bad thing. Just means that there's a higher fat content while you're cooking it. You're rendering the fat out. That's the grease. That's a good thing. More grease on the plate is less in your mouth. That's what they say. So, why don't you say we dig on in and see what we see?
Let's go for it.
All right. Definitely not as much of the smoky flavor as some of the other bacons that you'll have in the world. But the flavor that's there is a good flavor. It's reasonably pronounced. Like a lot lower fat content than I thought there would be at first glance. It's not nearly as fatty feeling in the mouth. It's got a very good mouth feel to it. Overall, a quality piece of bacon.
Yeah, I think so too. Again, quality, not too thick, it's a little tough, but hey, that's okay. We're all right with the tough bacon. The Macon bacon are tough, so that's good for me. But yeah, it's a little small, but that's okay. I got nothing. This is just solid.
As you get to the tail of it, I'll hold up a little bit so you can kind of see a lot more fat down here at the end. That's not uncommon. That's pretty standard in bacon. Not necessarily what you're looking for, but it keeps a good flavor. And, they say the flavor's in the fat, so that's not a bad thing.
We like fat. We don't fat shame here.
Fun fact about bacon is in the 1940s during World War II, the government urged Americans to save their bacon grease and donate it so it could be used to make the glycerin for bombs during the war effort.
Well, you heard it here, folks. The war was won on bacon.
Honestly, bacon saves the world. Saves my world every day.
Mine too. So, what do you think this would be good for? What kind of meal do you think this bacon would be good to use in?
My first thought is because of the greasiness that renders out of it while cooking, I think it'd be really good wrapping a fillet. You generally want a thin piece of bacon that's not going to overpower the flavor of the steak. Maybe add a little bit of a smoky complement, but you want a tasty flavor. Fillets are notoriously tough because of the lack of fat content. So a greasy piece of bacon like this would be a perfect wraparound compliment. Pair it with some asparagus, some potatoes, macaroni and cheese, whatever tickles your fancy. You can have a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, speaking of potato, I think this would be great as a bacon bit. If you're ever wanting to make baked potato and put some bacon bits on it, and if you wanted to make use actual bacon, I think this would be really good for that. It's got a good texture for that. I think it's very good in a small little little bit, I guess. But with that little bit, you still get all the flavor. So that's the first thing that comes to mind to me. But yeah, I think it'd be great wrapping it in a fillet or a chicken breast or anything like that. We're going to rate this on our scale of degrees of bacon, or 6 degrees of bacon. 1 degree, that would be the lowest, and the 6 degrees would be the highest. And we're going to rate this on that scale. What do you think this goes on the scale?
You know, everything considered, it's got a decent flavor, but not overwhelming. It's not fantastic. It's a middle of the road bacon. For something with as many words as it has on the label, uncured, cage free, you'd think it's going to be a high premium quality bacon. I'd still give it a 3 degrees though. It's not disappointing per se, but it's not going to knock your socks off.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the same thing. It's right down the middle. It's pretty average. It's not bad. I would definitely eat this again. I think I'm going to after this. But I wouldn't say it's the best thing ever. But again, just does the job. So I give it a 3.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly fair. A 3. It's not something you're going to reach for every time at the grocery store, but you're never going to be disappointed if it shows up in your fridge.
And it's from Canada, so
yeah,
there's that.
We do love Canada here. Kyle, we're looking at you.
Well, thank you so much for watching. Follow us on Twitter at Go Macon Bacon, and also on Instagram and Facebook. Feel free to give us a call at the office.